Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the most anticipated David Bowie, shootout of the VC, because I'm doing a shootout today. Three records. We got the new digital reissue. We've got and two OGs, a Japanese OG with the pink OB and the on the orange RCA, and the UK original on the orange RCA label. And I do have a video where I compared the later two records because I was showing my David Bowie records, and a lot of them I went out and I spent the extra money to get the Japanese original pressing because they have such great fidelity on it. I did have a second edition. And so when I started to try to improve the quality of my collection, I said I need to try to find an original press. And I did buy, I think it was $55 I paid for the Japanese original. I found a pretty good price for one. And I had the second edition, and I sold that for I think probably 30. So it cost me $20 to do an upgrade. And there was a significant, I could tell the difference in the fidelity from the reissue to the original pressing, which, we all know that's how it works, right? The originals are the ones with the fidelity. The reissues, most of the time, when they're made by the big record companies, they lose some of the detail, the crispness of the original pressings. But I wanted to find out, because those other records I'm talking about, they're very expensive. So what are folks, maybe newer people that are coming into vinyl, and you scour the record stores, and an artist like David Bowie, he's hard to come across at a good price because he's very, very popular and his records are expensive. But if you can get a new record that's come out, and they're, I think it was 25 or so dollars. I think I got it from Target, and you can buy these. It might have been eBay. I don't remember where I bought it now. It's been a while since I bought the record. So I wanted to see how good is it. So I did a comparison. And yeah, we are sporting the new Rockin' Ronnie mug, which has got David Bowie on it. So I thought that was appropriate to bring that out. So we have the new digital record, right? It's on a gatefold. The OG Japanese, you can see with the pink OB on the orange RCA label. Japanese original. And then we have the UK original, which is a gatefold, and it's on the orange RCA label as well. So I played this one first, and I'm listening to it. Now I've done this about 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times now, and I just got done again, just to refresh myself how it sounds. Play this one first. It sounds as you would assume it's a UK first edition. It sounds really, really good, okay? Because like I was saying before, when I did my David Bowie collection, I showed that record and I said how great it sounded, and so it starts the old Japanese records, blah, blah, blah stuff, right? And someone said, well, they didn't have the original tape, Ron. You need Ron, you need the OG from the country where they have the original tape. That's always the best. Yeah, a lot of times it is the best. You're right. And if it's not the best, it's really close because they do have the original tape. These UK bands, they have the original tape in the UK. They don't send it all over the world. They make copies and they send the copies all over the world. Now, if it's a real, maybe it's their first record, they're an unknown band at the time, and maybe they make 2 records and they're still really an unknown band. They might send that original tape around. Back in the day, they might send those tapes around a little bit. But you know, this kind of stuff, there's no way that tape is in a vault somewhere in the UK, and you got to have an armored car to take it across the street if they let it out. Because now all they want to do now is they want to make a digital copy of that. This original tape for this record, you know how valuable that is? Yeah, it's worth more money than all the sales that they're going to make from this record. It's worth more than that. So what they like to do now is they make a copy of that tape on a digital file. They can keep it right in their vault, and they can send that digital. It doesn't even matter if it's even in the UK. They can send that digital. And they can stream it over the internet, for crying out loud, can't they? Yeah, it's ones and zeros. So they can make a tape of it, a digital tape, and they can get that, and they can cut a lacquer from that digital tape. So it's hard to get. But we do have hope for some of this stuff, because you still can get original tapes, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So I played the UK pressing first, and of course, you know, the first time I did it, which I hadn't listened to the records for a while, I listened to it and I said, whoa, I don't know, that Japanese one's good, but I don't think it's this good, because this sounds so fantastic. Really good, really good. So what did I do next, right? I put this one on, because it's always nice to put one on to get a bass line, and then if there is something better, you can hear what was missing on the first one. So I put this one on, and now, yes, right off the bat, you can hear more separation of the instruments, more separation of this singer Bowie and the backup vocals. They're more like 2 distinct people, because on the lesser audiophile type stuff, they're kind of more of a bleeding between the 2. You don't have the separation as much. David Bowie's voice, more realistic. The cymbals have more shimmer. The guitar got a little more fuzz that you can hear in it. Just overall a lot more detailed presentation. There's a wider sound stage. Everything that you would expect in an audiophile record. It's kind of like what I've said before. They take the UK first press, AP gets a hold of it, Analog Production gets a hold of it. They get Kevin Gray to remaster it, and then they press it. Because, you know, the Japanese do use superior vinyl, makes for a quieter background, which means you can hear deeper into the music too. And right, that's basically what I'm hearing from here. That type of a step up that you would hear. Maybe not quite as much, but that same type of quality improvement in the sound. So the whole purpose of the exercise was to find out, with that, right, having those bass lines, where does this come in? It is very good. It's a very good sounding record. Is it as good as the UK first edition? No. But it's close to the UK. It doesn't have the definition, it doesn't have the detail of the first edition, but it's not missing it by a lot. It's not really missing it by a lot. And it's not expensive. It's clean. It's on good quality vinyl. It's not noisy. The background, the vinyl's quiet. If you are a person that has never had this record before, and you've been listening to it on your iPod or in your car or on a phone, your file on your phone, and you've been streaming it from a music server, and you bought a record player now, you're going to put this on, you're going to go, oh my goodness, this is so much better than all that stuff. And it is. Would it be better than the CD? I don't think it would be. I really don't, because this is a digital record. Why would the digital record be better than the CD? This is the whole problem I have with all of these digital records that they're coming out with. Most times the CDs are going to be better, unless somehow you can get the original tape and remaster it from the tape and use an all analog system and cut it a bit on the hot side or whatever they do. Because I want to tell you a little bit about something else that I just got this in the mail from Target. I bought this a while back. I had this one. This is the Yep Rock Records Rhino reissue of this Morphine record. And it does have good sound on it. It sounds good. The vinyl's not real quiet because, you know, it's a reissue and it's what, $25 or whatever, something like that. It's not a real expensive record. And I had this for a couple of years and I played it quite a bit. And then I was noticing that Target had this record on sale. And it's a double LP. And I was not familiar with the Run Out Groove label, but it's a reissue and it's got two records on it. One is the original record and another one has got a whole bunch of songs on it that were never released. So I said, I need more Morphine because, you know, Mark Sandman, the leader of the band, died many, many years ago. There's only four records to start with, maybe 4 or 5, that's it. So if you want more, they're going to go back to the estate now and get more tapes and stuff. So they went to, and they got the original master tape. They mastered it in Memphis on an all analog system. And let me tell you, this record now, right here, this groove here, it's crushing this digital record. It just crushed it. It is so much better. So much better than that. Just the life in the music and the definition and the details. I'm hearing so much more stuff on this record than I heard on the other one. So much more. There's cymbals and noise and stuff going on I didn't even know was on the record. And so we have hope. If you really want to make a great digital, because you know this is recorded digital. It's even got part of the package. Because I just made a video of this. If you can go back and I'll show you the record and I'll show you the cover and all that. But I just brought this up to remind folks that we do have hope. You can really make a great sounding digital record if you want to. But they went and got the original digital tape. So if you got the original analog tape and you somehow use that same why not just make the analog record if you're going to do that? Okay. But if you have a digital tape to start with, this is just so good. I have never been so excited for a long time about how a record sounds than this one right here. Congratulations, Run Out Groove. Did a great job. I hope that explains everything about the records. Okay, if you are a long-time buyer like myself, and you've got, let's say you've got a nice OG US press or OG Canadian press, and it's in great shape, you're good. This is not going to be better than that. But if you've never had the record, or if you don't want to pony up and buy a some kind of an original press for the money that it will demand, and you're not real fussy about the sound anyway, which you know a lot of people are not. Most people watching this video right now, we're kind of fussy for the sound of the record. We want to know which one sounds the best. Does this one sound the best? No. Does it sound good? Yes. It sounds really good. It does. So you just have to decide wherein do I fit in the scale. Like I said, most people watching this video, we're a very, very, very small niche of the music world. Most folks don't really care that much about how, if there's a little more shimmer on the cymbal from one record to the other. They don't care about that. A lot of us do care about that. Does David's voice, does it sound real, or does it sound like a recording of David's voice? I go more for, does it sound like David's in my living room? Or does it sound like I'm playing a record of David? Most folks haven't heard the difference. So if you don't know the difference, you're not going to miss it. And if you play this record, you're going to be thoroughly entertained. It's going to sound good, and you'll be very happy. Unless you know the difference. And with that, thanks for watching, and bye for now.